This being a dual equipped unit, it does not have a frame rail meter pan. It's a steel meter pan that's welded to the back of the frame and supported by gussets. Being two sets of equipment, you need to use this particular meter pan in order to make the equipment fit in the back and work properly. As you can see here, this is aluminum top to the meter box. You have watertight doors, which are all sealed here with rubber on the inside of the door. The driver has a switch panel, which allows him to activate everything. Driver will get out of the cab, engage the emergency brake, and then he will engage the PTO. He will then select the compartment and which side of the manifold that he wants to pull out of. Each side can pump from either manifold bank. So all the switches are neatly placed in here, and then the driver will utilize the meter to engage the delivery. Right here we have a LCR2 on a M10 meter. Some different features of this: a two-stage block valve here, high capacity strainer, and the optical air eliminator. Pressure gauges back at the air eliminator. Check in case you ever have a problem of any kind. We like to set our units up certainly for ease of use of the driver. So on the curb side of the truck here, we have an 1 3/8" 150 foot of hose with a Philly nozzle, have a swivel here. We have what we call a unifill fitting that goes on here. So when the driver goes to make his delivery, he'll unscrew the nozzle, either screw this onto a tank, but something we made also for easy use of the driver. If you could come in here, we have two holders here where the driver can also grab the fitting of his choice, whether it's an aluminum tube or a brass tube. He'll screw that perspective fitting onto the unifill, and then they can fill an above ground tank. They can either do a tight fill, or if it has a different fill opening, they can utilize the aluminum tube or the brass tube when making a delivery. Up here we have a four-way roller assembly. It allows the driver flexibility to pull out of any side of the rear of the truck. We also have along the frame here and the bumper here roller assembly, so if he has to make a pull in any direction, he's covered. So the hose smoothly rolls up against the bumper rollers. So we really like to make this easy for the driver to use. Up in the top of the canopy here, we have two inverted Deegan hose reels. We make and manufacture these particular hose reels. They have an explosion-proof motor along with an air brake. They're very easy to use, they're very lightweight, and again, makes for ease of the driver. If you look in the back here, we have two spit tanks. A lot of time on tanks, you'll have the air eliminator line plumbed to the rear compartment. Because this truck is hauling multiple products, we have each air eliminator line here plumbed to a spit tank that resides here right in the back canopy of the tank, almost right against the rear of the tank. So any overflow from the optical air eliminator will be caught into this line and then run back down. Again, easy use. We have the rollers here, as well as chrome rollers on each side of this truck. So basically it allows the driver ease of use to pull the hose from either side, under the bumper, through the chrome rollers or through the actual roller rack. Right here too, we have two enclosed hose reel buttons. Basically this will operate each hose reel as you designate. So if you're pulling the hose from over there, you can hit the reel button for the opposite side. There's two of these buttons on each side. Right down there we have an underground fill tube holder, also known as a whistle stick holder, which is pretty popular for those that fill various below ground tanks. So that basically holds the whistle stick right there. As we come around to the rear of the truck, again being a dual equipped truck, we have the equipment on this side. We have your PTO switch and your high-low for the pump. Again, same meter. We have an M10 by Liquid Controls with an LCR2, two-stage block valve, check valve. Again, with this side, it's a little different. We have the brass tube already installed at the end of the nozzle. So there are no fittings over here. The customer requested that this be on this side of the truck. For easy use of the driver, we have two buttons to operate either reel. Something unique to this truck is a system made by Thunder Creek. It's a 120-gallon 304 stainless DEF tank with built-in pump and plumbing cabinet. It has a lockable door here. The tank itself is built into this part where you can fill from here, and it has venting. Right here you have a 12-volt DEF pump that resides down in here. You have 50 foot of 3/4 inch hose. You have a glycol tank heater that hooks into the coolant. It's got a 110-volt pump cabinet heating blanket. It's installed inside the compartment for insulation and standby heat when the truck is not in operation. Some unique features to this is it's got a quick disconnect on here. So when the driver wants to pump DEF into a saddle tank, for instance, you can easily pop the nozzle into here. It's got a digital meter readout on there. Then here, if the driver ever wants to fill a tote, there's a Micromatic nozzle on here. Again, it's a quick disconnect, and he can also fill a tote with it. It's got a spring rewind reel on it as well.